Hey babe, what are we doing today?
Well, today we are going to change out the 9-inch feet for my 12-inch feet.
Why?
So we've had some issues with the 9-inch before, and I called Lippert and told them what the problem was, and they were very helpful, very knowledgeable, and had no problems whatsoever.
The flying saucer is the problem?
Yes. So it cupped, the 9-inch cupped on the unit of ours. Not real sure why, but they said that the 9-inch shouldn't have been on there anyways.
Because of the weight.
Probably because of the weight, and that's what it did to the feet itself. It just cupped it. No idea why. They don't have a reason. But this is the touch points where it was touching on the ground.
So when we leveled, only these
That's
little
correct.
points with the rust is what was on the ground.
That's correct, not the whole feet itself. And the SnapPads that go on these would not stay on because of the feet being cupped.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So we're going to put 12-inch ones on.
That's correct.
And then we're going to chuck these.
That's correct.
And then put new giant SnapPads on.
Yes.
I'm very excited.
Yes.
All right, let's get started.
All right, let's go.
So I'm not entirely sure what happened with the audio when we were recording on this part, but it kind of went to crap. And you were kind of showing everybody the difference between the 9 and the 12-inch and going over some of the problems that you saw readily between the two.
Sure. The one on the right is the 9-inch foot that come off the RV. It was cupping really bad. The SnapPads weren't able to stay on, and when we set it down on the ground, the whole foot was not touching the ground.
So we were like not getting the stability that we should have had putting the stabilizer jacks down, right?
100%.
Because of those feet.
That's correct.
So because it had such little surface area actually touching the ground, we weren't getting what we should have had out of them, right?
No, we were not. I believe the unit itself wasn't very secure on flat surface. It was definitely moving at times.
Yeah, you could see that on the bottom of the feet and on the bottom of the SnapPads. There was like scuff marks where it wasn't all the way solid. So you also opted to not use that hardware that you picked up in your hand. That's what came off of it, right?
That's correct. The new 12-inch pad feet come with new hardware, new bolts, rubber gaskets, a new washer, and I decided to go along with the new hardware instead of the old hardware because it just wasn't adding up.
The old one had like a big domed, I think you'll see it in just a minute here, like a big rubber washer. Is that what it's called, a rubber washer?
Yes, it had a big washer, yes.
And the new one came with metal. Yeah, you're going to show them right here. Do you think that maybe might have been part of the issue with the little feet? Is that big rubber washer?
I believe the big rubber washer domed itself with the small foot. That gave it a lot of wiggle room, not very stable.
Yeah. Well, I definitely think that you could safely say you would not recommend reusing the old hardware. We did try. You attempted it and realized that there was way too much movement, right?
That's correct. I would definitely keep the bolt for any purpose down the road, but
like for emergencies or
the
whatever.
rubber washer, I'd go ahead and chunk it, get rid of it.
Well, I think that the new ones felt much sturdier and more stable, and it's just looks like it maybe a little bit better quality or maybe better material for the job that it's doing.
100%, it is.
So, and you could even see, like right here, you can see where it's kind of domed along with where the foot was.
That's correct.
Well, the difference is huge. I mean, that little area in there versus 12 inches, but I'm excited about this part. So right there, I made you put the little one on top of the big one, and I hate that everything's black. You can't really see it very well. That's the old stuff, right?
So the one on the left is the brand new 12-foot. The one on the right is the old 9-foot.
Man, I wish we had 12 foot.
Bigger's always better.
So you say. So why don't you walk everybody through this process?
So I took the 9-foot foot off, and now I'm installing the 12-foot.
The 12-inch.
12-inch. I'm sorry, with the new hardware, which the new bolt, 2 rubber gaskets, and a new washer.
So what tools did you need for this? Just the one thing, right?
That's correct. It's just regular 15/16 socket and ratchet.
So you just use your socket and your ratchet. I mean, obviously we had some extra tools out because from the first one.
Correct.
Where you had to get that nut off of there. But you're right here, you just did tighten it up with your fingers.
Yeah, I just held it up like a plate. It is, it's got some weight to it. It's a whole lot heavier than the 9-inch. But it's definitely doable. Anybody can hold it up. So you kind of hold it as like a frisbee or a plate, and you just kind of take the bolt and use your hand and tighten up there, and then use your tool and ratchet all up there, hand tight until it stops.
Yeah, you definitely don't need to really crank on it too bad.
No impact wrench or nothing.
No, you're saying that anybody can do it, and we do not have the video. I tried on the back one to do it all by myself. I was able to get it off all by myself, but holding that plate up there. Do you see that where the rust spots are, where I'm pointing right now?
Yes.
That actually looks like the entire foot plate was probably weeble wobbling around and kind of scraping on stuff. I noticed that.
Yes.
It's very interesting. But yes, anybody can actually put it on there. I think it would be helpful to have some help though.
Oh, definitely. It's always good to have some help.
All right. Well, let's see what else we can get into.
This one still has its SnapPads. So,
It sure does.
so you're gonna have to
See if I can get it off.
Wait, there's a hole under the SnapPad. Can you not get to it through there?
No, it's too deep.
Ah. So that SnapPad should never have come off that easily.
And look at that. Look how much flatter that one is compared to the other 3.
Yeah, it's not nearly as bad. It's still cuts.
Yeah.
It's still not good, but it's much better. And you see how quick that started rolling? Like the foot started moving compared to when you're putting the other ones on?
Yep. Oh, look. Seashell.
Oh, that's from our trip up to North Florida.
Yeah. Right there.
We accidentally brought that home. What's weird is we were parked. Were we on concrete there?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I don't think it was them.
We were on concrete at the beach too.
I don't think it was from there. Wouldn't have been cells from there.
Could have just been from our kid.
You gotta remember that pad's been on for a while. Could have been from anywhere.
But it's been on since January.
Huh?
It's been on since January.
Yep.
Or not January, but whenever we got it back in January.
That's it.
Boom shaka.
That's it.
All right, you want to put some SnapPads on?
Ooh, SnapPads.
Yay!
I'm excited.
I'm excited.